for the person to do the mitzvah. So Aaron is that way, Kavachol myself. So I wanted to explain a little bit in the physical sense, a little bit about this tzav. Instead of changing the word tzav, we'll say the word to be alert. Be alert, because he has to push harder here. Now, in other words, he has to know to please Hashem for to reach the optimum which he has to perform, to be successful. So, all of his body, all of his being has to have some physiological changes, that his body has to be in the highest part of alertness. The adrenal glands are going to give adrenaline in it. His pulse rate's going to increase. The heartbeat. Fat and sugar are extracted from those that give more energy. Blood pressure rise. I'm reading this book here. When stress comes. Rate of breathing is increased. His hearing is more acute. Everything, the whole body is now on alert. To make sure that all his energy, all his being is going to go forward with everything he got. In other words, there's going to be a whole physical change. When there's a tzav for Hashem, there's also a problem, Why does Hashem have to command him? Why? You have a suffix, you have a doubt, and maybe is it not a vadai because there's a vadai he won't use his energy, it's only a suffix that sins. There's a chisar and mammon here, so the melee, there's a good chance he won't use his energy all the way. But it could be he would. I'm not saying vadai he won't. It's possibly yeah, possibly not. But Hashem wants to make sure that it will happen. Wants to make sure that in the performance, he's going to perform, has to be on his full being, his whole function. Everything has to be there just so. And any possibility of any type of not being there, Hashem has to prevent. What will cause him that if he has money, so we mentioned that money alone, Hashem give him money. He said, if you'll bring an olah, I'll give you 2 bags of candy. No, he wanted him to make sure that on his own, even in a matzah where he doesn't have when he has a chisar kiss, according to the second shot in Rashi, but there is a chisar kiss, still you have to change yourself with another strength, another being, another push in yourself, another dimension, another quantum leap, in order to gain the shleimus that you need in order to perform the special function in the Beis Hamikdash. Explain what the function is the Yichud Hashem. All the forces is very important. If it's missing, we said if a concept, a half of a concept is no concept. A quarter of a concept is not a concept. It's nothing, either all or none. And if he had to perform totally. So his whole being had to change, his whole mahus. So I try to explain, say somebody, you have a child, you want him to do something, yalla, hey! Right away. He gets excited, his junior, he gets nervous, he starts getting tense. For Aaron, he needed a Tziva Hashem. A Tziva Hashem is another push for Yirat Shamayim, another push of Avas Hashem, another push that gets him more alert and ready and to push himself to the highest degree that he can produce. And he knows that Hashem has to push him, because he knows that the human body and the frailties of the being is such that there's a chance he won't succeed. There's a chance he could succeed, but there's a chance also he can't succeed. So therefore, he needs that added dimension for himself and for his children. Because in order the children to perform, it stems from the father. If the father performs, so then there's chances the kids will perform. The father has to then tell the kids to perform. Like a family trait. father will perform, then the kids will perform. The father gets a tzivui, so the father has to tell the kids a tzivui. He has to know to stress the importance and explain the krichas hanefesh that will be there. What I wanted to explain today was simply that the tzav also has dimensions that affects physiologically the person. Besides the spiritual push of the Yirat Shamayim and knowing this is what Hashem wants you to do, you know that it's not just a ratzon but a tzav. It also has physiological, a lot of psychological pushes that push the person another dimension forward. The thing I wanted to talk about was the Trumas Hadeshen. The Trumas Hadeshen, the thing that the Kohen Gadol is going to be doing is a Trumas Hashalas. When is Trumas at the night, between the Olas HaShachal till the Netzach Hama? When is exactly the Trumas Hadeshen? It's a Shaila. Tosis says at night, and the Rambam seems to be from Olas HaShachar. The Rambam learns there's two mitzvahs. One is the mitzvah of just gathering the beginning. To take it out is not. Other people say that it is. Some other people say that definitely. So what is the concept of Trumas Hadeshen? So we have a few concepts. One is that from the whole day of the avodah that was done during the day, at night the Eivorim were burnt. So they want to claim that also by the Desh itself also has Kedusha. It's not that it's finished or to get rid of the old to make the new. Some people, the Ramban learns to get rid of the old to make the new. That's as far as the bottom part to take it out. But actually, the remaining parts of the Eivorim that was still burning or burnt already, and the ashes are there, still has a Kedusha. The day was not finished yet. It still had the Kedusha from the day before. There was the day they brought the Karbon of Tomid, the Ola, or whatever they brought, and then at night they burnt the Eivorim, and the burning was only by the Kohanim there, nobody else. And nobody's in the Beis Mikdash at that time at night, because nobody brought Karbonos at night. And they burnt the parts. Now came the time to take care of the ashes. Not to get rid of the ashes, but to take care of the ashes that were burning, and they still have Kedusha. So the Kohen Gadol has to wear his garments, the Kedusha, because it's Shalas and Avodah, is it Torah, is it an Avodah, what is it? And what is the Trumas Hadeshen? What is that? It definitely has Kedusha, and it needs to be handled with begodim, the proper begodim. There's still a carryover from the day. It still is holy. At night or after the Olas HaGever, the Machlokas, Rishonim. But so the question was, why does a Kohen that would do something with such a, because it still has Kedusha. It has Kedusha, so the Mele needs the begodim. And it appears the Kohen Gadol does it. Aaron is commanded to do it. Explain why. Explain it gives humbleness, the cleaning, this, that. But it is necessary for the Kohen Gadol to do it. And it's a tzivui that you shouldn't mezalzel also on that part. To do every part that's needed in the right way. This reason would be because you have to do Trumas Hadeshen, then you have to do the Korban HaTamid. They have to do the Marocha. They have to do the Hatova for the Neiros, and then the Tamashah, which the order is. And everything has to be done. They do before Olas HaShachar, before the Netzach Hama. How can you do a Korban HaTamid before the Netzach Hama? Just be Baboker, okay, but they answer the different problems. But it needs a lot of work to be done at the time, and the Kohen has to be Zoras to do that, to do it properly, give the proper cover. To take it out is a shayla. Take it out every day, the Rambam says. Other people say, no, when it's only filled up. Is it a mitzvah? Is it not a mitzvah? What is it? Okay, there's no problem there. But he has to change his other begodim, the two begodim. But every part, but we see the Kohen Gadol how to do that part. So they explain that there's nothing. It's like the Kohen Gadol. What should I do? I should only the important great work I should do. How can I do anything less than great work? No, the first job you do is to, if you hold according to the Rambam, it was done from the Eilas HaShachar, that you, and not according to Tosfos is at night, that your job is to, with begodim, to clean the Trumas Hadeshin. Still has holiness, still has little parts. They have to be, still have to have value to even Efer. Even Efer, you got a value. It has kedusha. You have to have begodim in order to do it. It's nothing, and therefore will make the Kohen Gadol when he does this humble. And humility is one of the basic qualities that is needed in the Avodas HaMikdash in order to be able to be the one who's miyached all the forces in the world together, this one spot. I want to add that other piece there, the Trumas Hadeshin, what's about. I want to add the part of that it's also a physiological thing. Those two parts are one of the activity. From what I said on Friday. Yeah.
The Yotzi without the Shleimus, the physiological, and that has to do with the Yotzi.
So I explained that, this is my comment about my Rosh Yeshiva, that since the whole tachlis of the Mikdash for the Kohen was to miyached all the forces together, we said a concept. If you don't have yichud as a concept of putting together, of elevating the physical with the spiritual, we explained that the four parts of the domain and someach and chai and medaber, all is in all the karbanos, and how you put the forces together, and all the whole mikdash itself is together, and the kohen is the medaber that puts it all together, and his machshava has value, and his heart has to be valuable. It makes a big difference in korban oil, you need machshava, etc. So therefore, if it's missing in the shleimus hadovet, if it's like gone, that's like a concept. You're missing in shleimus, you don't have shleimus. You can't have half shleimus.
I don't
know. Of course he's Yotzi mitzvahs. Mitzvahs is a physical aspect. Is he doing his function as the machaber of the shleimus of the yichud? No. With a korban, of course, a korban. And if he slows down and he works slowly, in his own time, I take my time, Rabbi. My time, my place, my space. He can take his time. So what would you say? If he's missing zrizas, let's say there was no tzipur, because of money he would work slower. And he did the work, what would you say? If you do it in choice, did in this. But in Mikdash there's another quality, and that's what the Mefarshim explain, the Yichud Hashem. They have to explain it in a new dimension, another dimension. You have to add this dimension. What is it? So he's slow. He does a thorough job slow. No? He does it in his time and his space. He'll do it all, don't worry. He's missing the zrizas, he's missing the impetus, he's missing the incentive, he's missing the passion, he's missing the force, he's missing Yirat Shamayim, he's not breaking through. He's not showing there's a barrier between him and Hashem yet. Because he has to have the shleimus. It's a barrier. As long as he doesn't have the shleimus, he's missing the barrier. So for his doing his function, the spiritual function, so to speak, main avodah, so that's what's needed. A Raila Dov Hashem makes it seem. Nobody says he's not going to do it. Nobody says he wants to be Zorid. So there's no shayla. He's going to do the work. I mean, everybody does it. Every Kohen is going to do the job. That's what he wants to do. But he's missing the zrizas and the shleimus adava, so Hashem has to make it sivui, because that's needed. And you see, that's a needed quality. As he yotze, of course he yotze, but it's missing in the quality of what is happening, or the essence of what's supposed to be done in the Mikdash, which is the Yichud Hashem. And anything missing in the Yichud, missing in the Shleimus, is not Shleimus. You can say half Shleimus, you can get a mitzvah. But the Shleimus Hadova, it's not. Half Shleimus is not Shleimus.
Is that opinion out? I mean, don't we Shleimus are?
Here especially. Here, because the whole Tachlis here is the Shleimus of the Yichud Hashem. In the Mikdash, that's the whole thing. That's the whole Tachlis, is missing the Tachlis. That's his job. He's preparing all year long. He's selecting among all the Kohanim. He's the Kohen Gadol to produce that Shleimus. He's like a performer. People pay money for the professional person to perform. Imagine a professional person doesn't perform. You want your money back. Guy tries, he tried. But a professional person who's supposed to know it all and perform, doesn't perform right. He plays the violin and misses a C minor. So everybody in the audience who's listening to the symphony jumps up and down. Say, Mr. C minor there, and they write in the newspapers that Bernstein or whatever the guy's name is, in his orchestra exactly did not perform with the right harmony, and this guy was off and that guy was off. You get nervous. There's a whole symphony going on in the meeting. Tremendous. So here especially Hashem is asking for it and demands it. But we see the Keiches HaNefesh. We see from here that Madach, the Kohen Gadol Aaron, is this way. So when we do mitzvahs, surely we have so many barriers in our Gaiva, Taiva, and Kavod that stops us from the Shleimus. So surely we need Zerizas, we need a change. So one solution would be, give me the money. Like the kid will say, give me the gifts, give me the candy, give me the ride, give me the bicycle. Give me the trip to Europe, whatever you want to say. But the other way would be is no. That I'd rather shape yourself up better and use psychology and get the impetus that you should become the Odom HaSholem. Hashem makes a matzah to make the Odom HaSholem. We mentioned that this person who his wife died and he needed to feed the baby, the little newly born baby. So Hashem made a nest that his breast got bigger and he was able to feed the baby milk. The Mefarshim says, why didn't you give him parnasa? The Gemara says, why didn't you give him parnasa? So my answer is because it's like Kriyas Yamsa. Parnasa is like Kriyas Yamsa. In other words, Hashem could send him a few dollars. What's the problem? And they'll ever take the money and hire a woman there and feed the baby. Hashem, no, parnasa, money. You don't get to do it. Parnasa not so special. He makes a nest and a change of the body of the man in order to have the milk to make a breast. So you see that it's not so easy. So here Hashem's not going to give him the money. He's going to give him make him change his mahus to be the Odom HaSholem. He changes one clothing with the other clothing. Changing clothing for the change of clothing. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. Any other questions? Okay.